The summoner
You
is
should.
ready.
I've got a fistful of glitter with your name on it.
Minions have spawned. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
So right off the bat, you're playing Jinx Pike into Ezreal Soraka. You guys leave at 138. Typically I like to leave at 136. Just guarantees that you're in lane before them if they do leash. And what you could have been doing here is if you left at 136, you could have been standing right here. And if you're standing right here, Ezreal typically looks to walk into lane and try to throw Qs this way or this way if you're standing in one of these areas. Just because Ezreal wants to get the initial poke off, you could have been standing right here in rocket form, stepped up, shot him, and walked back, and then walked away, probably down this way. And what would have happened was you just step up, you hit him in rocket form, you walk out, you walk down the lane. Now, he will be missing some HP because you shot him with a rocket. These melees will never hit you. These casters wouldn't be in range. Maybe this one might be. You may one or two caster autos. I think you'll eat one caster auto. But you'll be walking up, you hit him with the rocket, you walk back down in lane, he never gets any trade back onto you. What's going to happen is these melees are going to become aggressive on you, but they'll never hit you. They'll stop attacking your minions for a little bit, and because they stop attacking your minions because they want to attack you, your minions get free hit on their minions. So you damage Ezreal, and you guarantee yourself the push. Alright? So you hit Ezreal, you guarantee yourself the push, you're probably still in rocket form. These are going to come really low. You'll shoot these with the rocket form for probably right here as Pike positions in this bush, looking for a pick. Now you'll kill these three minions with the rocket. The lane will start to push up, but it'll still be in this general area. Ezreal will be looking to farm, and then you'll have 1, 2, 3 minions still alive, or maybe these two still alive because Ezreal will probably kill this one in the time that you kill these three with the rocket form. You'll probably have these two minions alive, you'll have 5 minions to 3 minions. If Ezreal ever wants to come up to hit these minions to farm them, you can just hit them with rocket form or regular auto attacks, which also gives Pike a lot of free time to look for a all-in on either Ezreal or Soraka, depending on how they position, solely because you have 5 minions and they have 3 minions, and Ezreal will be spending all his time trying to focus on farming these 2 minions, while Pike and you can just look for opportunities for free on Ezreal and or Soraka. And that's where your mindset should be, opening this wave and leaving here at 136, so you can find advantages like this early in the game. You didn't last hit this. You missed this last hit. So as ADC, a lot of the time when you're going for your last hits, you actually want it to be the last possible hit on the minion for it to die. You don't want to hit it really any higher health, because if you're looking for a level 2 advantage, then you want it to stay as far away from this tower as possible. And if you hit the minion when it has higher HP than necessary to kill it, you make this push into the tower faster, and then you'll have your level 2 advantage farther up in the lane than you would if you actually last hit this at the smallest amount of HP possible. What I mean by that is, let's say your auto attack, for example. Let's say your auto attack's going to do 100 damage to the minion who has 100 health. That's not a last hit. Even though you can kill it with the hit, it's not a last hit. You want the minion to have like 1 health, 5 health, 10 health. You want it to be so low that one more minion auto will kill it, and then you last hit it. And that, in theory, right, let's say it has 10 HP, but you do 100 damage. Even though you could have killed it at 100 health, you kill it at 10 health, it stayed in this spot, in theory, like 10 times longer, right? And because of that, the lane will stay farther away from their tower so that you guys can look for an all-in farther away from their tower. at level 2. Because you already guaranteed, right? You already guaranteed here. You already guaranteed that you came to lane. Let's say you left at 136. You already guaranteed you came to lane. You guaranteed damage on Ezreal for free. You guaranteed you walked back. You see these get low, and they'll all get low at the same time. Right? And because they'll all get low at the same time, see how these are similar health, right? This one would have been similar health to this one, or similar health to this one. They all would have probably got to this health right here. Your auto attack left on this much health. They all probably could have been 11 health together. And when they were all 11 health together, that's where you could shoot it with a rocket. And you could step up and see where Ezreal's positioned. These 3 will be dead. These minions will move up. You shoot him with another rocket when he tries to farm this minion. You shoot him with another rocket when he tries to farm this minion. Maybe Pyke tries to look for an all-in on him because maybe he steps up past his casters. Or maybe Pyke just goes for the all-in right off the bat. He probably won't do that. He probably won't be that aggressive. But he could threaten him off. He could maybe threaten him off some of these minions just because you have the minion advantage and you'd have a health lead. But by autoing this, right, you're expediting the time that you're expediting the push towards their tower and giving less opportunity for Pyke to find an all-in opportunity. And then here you miss this minion too. So now you're in a situation where, right, you spent 2 auto attacks, or was it 3 auto attacks? Because I think you have 1 farm. So you hit 1 minion with an auto attack and missed it. You hit another minion with an auto attack and got it. And you hit the 3rd minion with an auto attack and missed it. That's 3 auto attacks, right? Imagine if the 1 auto attack was a rocket auto that killed all 3, and your next 2 auto attacks were on Ezreal because he had this minion to farm and the other minion to farm. That scenario, Ezreal's probably like this much health because he ate 2 rockets. And even though he has a level 1 to Soraka, she's probably starting one of her poke abilities, not necessarily her heal. So he's going to be sitting there at like this much health due to 2 rocket autos. And then when the next wave comes and you guys hit level 2 and they're still level 1, he's still going to be low because there's no sustain for him because Soraka normally doesn't start W. So he's low, no sustain, behind on the push, focused on farming minions. You guys hit level 2, Pyke goes all in, and you guys probably get the kill. But that opportunity is not created because you spent, instead of 1 auto on the minions and 2 autos on Ezreal, you spent all 3 autos on minions and you only got 1 of the minions. So that's fine. That's actually good. You hit him in rocket form. The reality though is you probably could have hit him in machine gun form. Regular machine gun form here. You're spending mana and it's fine. You got full mana anyway, so the rocket's fine. But what you could have done is you stepped up, hit him with a regular form, and then as you were backing off, hit him again with the rocket form. So you could have hit him with the regular form, walked back, and then hit him with the rocket form, and you would have spent the same amount of mana and got 2 autos on him. And if you're not concerned about mana in this lane, right? If you're not concerned about the mana in this lane, you probably could just hit him with the rocket form, step back, and hit him with another rocket. But here, you traded 1 auto for 1 auto. You could have traded 2 autos on Ezreal for 1 auto on you. Right? If you just stepped up, hit him, changed over, stepped back, hit him, or stepped up, hit him with rocket, stepped back, hit him with rocket. And now you're using rockets on the wave, right? This is pushing the wave faster into their tower than you want it to. And the scenario that exists now is it's 3 minions to 3 minions. It should still probably be 4 minions to 3 minions, right? Because you hitting him would have pressured him off the wave. You guys still would have had the minion advantage. You guys still have the push advantage here, which is fine. Mostly because you hit it with the rocket and because you guys did have the push lead. But that rocket's not ideal there to hit all these 3 minions. And then here you are playing way too safe right now. Your auto range is probably around here, right? Your auto range is probably around here. I would be moving up in this direction because you have the push, so that my auto range is actually zoning the Soraka and the Ezreal. Because you're on even minions and you have the push. So I would be moving from here where you hit them, back to hit them again, down to dodge the Q, and I'd be moving in this area right here because your auto range is going to extend right where Soraka is. It's going to be able to hit these minions if you need to. You'll be able to step up. Your range will be here to zone off Ezreal. You'll be able to hit this minion if you need to. And you give a lot of room and a lot of confidence to Pyke to move right here. Imagine you have the push. The next wave comes in. These 3 minions die. You have the 9 minions. These 3 plus the next 6. And they only have 6 minions, right? They have 6 minions. You have 9 minions. You have the push. The line's going to be right here. Pyke will be right here. You'll be right here. Soraka has to go to China. She has to go all the way back that way, or she has to go all the way up this way towards Ezreal. And now they have to play in a pocket right over here, where Nocturne's bot side, right? Maybe Nocturne, since has red, sees, oh look, they're playing this side of the map, or this side of the lane, because we create a lot of pressure on this side of the lane. They have to play on this side of the lane because we have the push, we have a Pyke, we have bush control, and we're Jinx, so we outrange them. So we push them off really easily. They play up here, you play up here. Nocturne has Pyke, he's on Krugs, he sees them playing right here, probably without vision. He comes, sneaks through this bush, and now you guys have a level 2 gank from Nocturne. But instead you walked all the way back here, and walking all the way back here does absolutely nothing, because this minion's out of your range, this minion's out of your range, this minion's out of your range. Ezreal's just going to Q this minion, start stacking his passive. His auto attack range is right here, so he can actually take the push lead away from you right now. If this Ezreal's good at the game, he sees, oh, this Jinx is way too far back. I'm going to start hitting the minions. I'm going to get the push lead. And now I'm going to push a Jinx Pyke under tower. And with Ezreal Soraka, they're going to get the bounce, maybe recall. He's going to get his tier. They're going to come back to lane. They're going to have a freeze. And because they're double range into Pyke Jinx, they're going to sit under their tower right here with a minion advantage and freeze you out of the game. Because you gave them the push lead here. As Jinx Pyke, you would want to take the push lead here. And you would want to create this opportunity where Pyke has a level 2 advantage into Soraka. You have a level 2 advantage into Ezreal Soraka. And you're forcing them on a side of the lane where a Nocturne can freely gank them. That advantage would end the game. That advantage alone would be game over for the enemy team. Here, there was no reason to attack this minion. There was no reason for Ezreal to attack this minion. So if you're going to stand over here and you're going to step up, you shouldn't be hitting this minion. You should be stepping up to hit the Ezreal. Even if you're in rocket form to hit him, you should be stepping up to hit Ezreal because there's no reason to hit this minion. You already have the push lead. So you should be looking to push him off the wave. You have the push lead. You have freedom to push him off the wave. Instead, you just hit this minion for no reason because it wasn't in last hit health yet. It's still not in last hit health. It still has like 50 HP. I'd probably wait till like 20 HP, 15 HP, 10 HP to last hit this thing. But you hit it for no reason. He hit this for no reason. And him hitting this for no reason, he should have paid for it with his health. You should have stepped up and hit him. And you still being this far back, your Pyke's even with you. You're not giving Pyke any confidence to go step up and all in this Soraka. A level 1 Soraka, Pyke actually might be able to all in her right now. If you moved up this way and gave the Pyke confidence to stand right here, this Soraka could very well be dead because it's a level 1 Soraka. There's nothing a level 1 Soraka is going to do if she gets all in right now in a 2v1 because Ezreal's all the way over here. So here, again, you're randomly autoing these minions. You should be stepping up and hitting Ezreal for randomly autoing. Randomly autoing minions here is a mistake. They're not in last hit health and you have the push lead. So if this Ezreal wants to step up and randomly hit minions, he should be losing health for it every time. He should have lost probably the initial 2 autos, then the last 2 autos he had. He's going to auto again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 autos worth of health. He should probably be half health right now. And you're not even level 2 yet. And this Ezreal should be half HP, and you should be relatively full HP. And if this Ezreal's half HP, and look what I said, right? You move down, they both have to move up. Now imagine Pyke comes take bush control, you maintain the push lead, Ezreal's half health, and this Nocturne's still in position to level 2 gank. He has red buff and he sees a half health Ezreal. He's gonna level 2 gank. Especially with the Pyke sitting right here waiting for that all-in to happen. And now as these waves are coming in, you still have the push lead. He should be half health, and he still has to get the push for himself. He still has to fix this for himself. Because even though he can let you push in, you guys are actually playing this lane relatively well, where there's a huge threat on a level 2 all-in. So that level 2 all-in is going to force him to go all the way back to tower or die. Especially if he's at half health, he might try to get the push lead. He might try to get the level 2 lead still. And if he risks that, autoing this again, autoing this a second time to kill it, autoing this 2 or 3 more times to eventually kill it, right? He should be eating autos on all of those to go from half health to like a quarter health. And now he's in an awkward situation where he might have gained himself the push lead, but he's at a quarter health against the Pyke. And that's, as a level 1 Ezreal and a level 1 Soraka, he killed himself. Being at a quarter health, Ezreal, just to get a push lead on Jinx who already had it, into a Pyke who's about to hit level 2 soon, he killed himself. That's it. But you awkwardly autoing these minions and not punishing for making the mistake of randomly autoing minions means you're both relatively full HP, and even though you're going to hit level 2 first, you don't have an advantage to play off of it. Because sure, you might blow his summoners if you do get the level 2 all-in off, but you're not going to kill him. Or you're not going to have a lot of pressure on him after taking his summoners. Or you might not even get any pressure of it off of it all. Or even stranger case, I've seen this happen, is you guys completely misplay the level 2, and because they're relatively full HP, they actually outplay you and kill you. Like, your margin of error, or your chance of success is infinitely better if he is this health, or this health, versus full health when you're level 2. But these like repetitive mistakes that you've made allowed him to be relatively full health and you relatively full health, so that when you do a level 2 all in, there's no advantage to be gained. And that's the main point. So Pyke lands this hook. Imagine if Ezreal had this much HP, ate the hook, and now he's this much HP, you auto him twice, he's dead. This is a 2 minutes, 8 seconds, you already killed him. Or even if he was half health, he just ate the hook, he'll be this health. You auto him 2 times, he flashes away, you rocket form, flash after him, auto him 2 more times, he's dead. Right? Or he burns both summoners, right? Or he gets hooked, burns heal, flashes away, and now you can say, oh, Ezreal no sums, I still have both sums, we can just wait for a good opportunity to all in and we have summoner advantage. But I'm pretty sure if you played this absolutely perfectly, which you could have, because there was no other external influence in this game that would have not allowed you to play this properly. If you played this properly, Ezreal has this much health, got hooked, goes down to this much health, you auto him 2 or 3 times, he's dead. You guys won the lane. So Soraka starts to fight back. I would still be autoing Ezreal here. I would be moving into this minion line and autoing Ezreal. And if Soraka wants to auto attack me, she's going to start eating caster damage when these casters move in. And you're not going to eat any damage in return because these melees are not going to walk into you and there's no casters in area to actually hit you. So I would have been boom, hit Ezreal, boom, hit Ezreal. Soraka wants to hit me, that's cool. I move down into my minions. These minions catch up. If Soraka wants to keep hitting me, she eats caster damage. Maybe I start autoing her if Ezreal's too far away. And now you guys actually have a significant advantage that you can actually spike level 2 on and all in. Because think about it this way too, is even if you lose a lot of HP, Pyke's still full HP, and Pyke and Jinx at low HP are a lot more capable of killing an Ezreal and Soraka at low HP than an Ezreal and Soraka at low HP are capable of killing a Jinx and Pyke at low HP. It's like, I would say probably 8 or 9 times out of 10, a low HP Jinx and a low HP Pyke beat a low HP Ezreal and a low HP Soraka at level 1. Or especially when they're about to hit level 2 first. Right? When they're both low HP and you're both low HP, and you hit level 2 first, your lane kills their lane probably every time. So instead of running away from this, especially away from your minions where Ezreal can just turn and start queuing you, I would have hit Ezreal, kept hitting him, kiting into my minions, and if he runs too far away, just start hitting the Soraka. Because you have no casters hitting you, and she has casters hitting her, and then if she backs off, you force them entirely off the wave, then I start focusing on getting the level 2 by killing these 3 minions. And once these 3 minions are dead and you're both level 2 and they're both severely pushed off the wave, even though you're really low health, Pyke's full HP to look for the all-in. They're low HP from getting traded on. Pyke all-ins, you find a good opportunity with rocket form to space and kill and get a lot of damage on them. Pyke ignites and they die. So 210, this is an opportunity to set up to kill them again. Ezreal should have already died by now at this point in the game. But because he didn't, this is another opportunity where you had a very good chance to get a severe health lead, trade your health for their health, but you have a guaranteed level 2 to just all in and kill them. And we can see here you ate an auto attack, and I think that was another, I don't know if that was a Q or another auto attack, I wasn't paying attention. But you just ate free damage where you could have been moving right here and hitting him as well. Like those should have been traded for. And then you just guarantee, and see how he backs off? You could have then just turned on this Soraka, and if she backs off, you could just focus on getting your level 2. And then even though you're low health and he's half health, almost half health, you guys being level 2 is going to give you some health. It's going to give you damage advantage. Pyke's going to all in with his combo and ignite, and that's the end of the lane. Ezreal even stepped back in. You could have gone rocket form and hit him again, and you would have continued to have the health lead. But you hit the Soraka, that's fine, but you step backwards for no reason. She's running away. She's running away and you step backwards for no reason. You could have stepped up again and hit her again. Hitting her with a rocket again is probably going to damage splash onto Ezreal. So you could have hit her again and hit Ezreal again. So that would have been 2 more autos on Ezreal that you could have had. The one here where he turned back in and you hit him. Then the one here where it splashes off Soraka onto him. And you still have the guaranteed level 2 from this push. So Pyke could probably just flash combo kill him. If he ate 2 more autos, he'd probably be this much health. For Pyke to hit level 2, flash combo kill. But instead you choose to randomly auto this minion when you could have been moving up to hit him with rocket form. And that auto there probably could have been another auto on Soraka to splash onto Ezreal for, again, Pyke to level 2, flash combo kill. Here, Ezreal's randomly auto means and your randomly auto means you could have been moving up to hit him for randomly autoing a minion. And if you hit him again, that would be 3 autos, right? He might be this much health where you just flash auto him and he dies. Pyke misses a hook. They're standing here together. I'd switch to rocket form and shoot Soraka. Get more damage on the Ezreal for free. Instead, you didn't auto them at all. You autoed the minion, so I guess that's fine. Because that minion, I think, was pretty low. I wasn't looking at its health. But with these 3 minions, right? With these 3 minions, they're all full HP. And you just hit level 2. The only thing you should be thinking about is all-in this Ezreal right now. But, alright, he starts to walk away. You throw a W. You hit him with the W. Imagine he was a lot lower. That W kills him. And you walk way too far back. You have a significant health lead. And you have a level 2 advantage. I would be walking forward, hit this minion, walk forward, hit the Ezreal. And if Soraka wants to hit you, that's fine. Keep hitting the Ezreal. What's going to happen is Pyke, if he sees you going that aggressive, because keep in mind, you still have heal, right? You still have your summoners. You still have heal flash. If Pyke sees you going that aggressive, knowing you have the level 2 advantage and you have your summoners up, he probably follows in, flash combos, kills Ezreal. Again, you stepped back for no reason. I'd be stepping forward with my level 2 advantage to hit him with a rocket. This Pyke is back here because you're back here. If you were right here, this Pyke would be right here. You have to inspire confidence into your support. You're playing afraid. You're randomly stepping back every single time you hit them. You have a lead though. If they want to hit you back, you hit them back again. If they want to hit you back again, you hit them back again. And if they keep doing that, they're going to die because you have the lead. Like, you could just stand there and keep hitting them. And if they keep hitting you, they die first because you have the lead. That's how that works. So if you're right here forcing your lead on them, it inspires Pyke to be right here to just walk up, combo, ignite, kill, or flash hook, or do whatever. But this Ezreal at 229 should have died at 205, should have died at 210, probably could have died at 215, and should be dead again at 230. You missed many, many opportunities to kill this Ezreal because you keep walking back and randomly autoing minions when you should be heavily punishing this Ezreal for playing improperly. Here, this Pyke probably lands this hook on Soraka. Yep. W. You didn't W. I would have W'd her immediately. That way if she flashes, she's still slowed. Pyke can follow that up. That stun would have guaranteed hit if she was slowed. I would have W'd her immediately, so you chain your CC on Pyke hook. Because she flashes away, but she's slowed, that Pyke stun guaranteed hit. You'll be in rocket form as you walk it in, change over to regular machine gun form. After you hit her a few times and you're in range for machine gun form, you hit her with some machine gun form. Pyke probably auto ignites. She's dead. It doesn't take much to kill Soraka. So 234, Soraka dies. You could have killed this Ezreal probably 3 or 4 times by now. You could have killed this Soraka once by now. That's fine. I wouldn't be walking back here. I would not be walking back here. I would have autoed that minion and autoed him and then maybe walked away. But because Pyke's right here and Soraka's all the way back here, Soraka's going to do nothing to you. I might actually just stand here and keep hitting him. And if he wants to fight back, Pyke's right here to just step up. Even if Pyke's on cooldown, Pyke just stepping up is going to scare the shit out of Ezreal to walk back to his Soraka. And then you're still holding this aggressive position to keep the push. See how far he walks up? You could have just stood here and inspired confidence in your Pyke to continue to stand here. And you're in this 2v1 right here while Soraka actually has to walk all the way up to help. This is a 2v1 on Ezreal, right? He could be dead again. He could have eaten 1 more auto, 2 more autos. Pyke walk up, Pyke start autoing him. And now Soraka's there to help, but then you guys just walk away. But you also guarantee that you guys still have the push because Ezreal wanted to trade with you instead of taking the push for himself. So you give him a rocket auto. Why are you stepping back again? Step up, hit him again. Get splash damage on Soraka. And if they want to step up and Pyke wants to step down, okay, maybe now you back off. But Pyke's walking down, I don't know why. But if you step up here, you get the splash damage here. Maybe you auto them a second time. Ezreal's never going to Q you through these 3 minions. So his main damage source isn't coming through. While you're auto attack based, and you get maybe 2 or 3 more autos on him. So you get the auto that you just did. You step up. You get 1, maybe 2 more autos on him again. And then if Soraka's ever in a position where you're 1v2, then you just walk down to your Pyke. And then with rocket form, you can ensure that you still have the push advantage. But here you're walking back again. So that's 2 or 3 autos from right here. You could have got an Ezreal. If he chooses to walk back this way while you're standing right here, you get a free auto on him again. That's like a 4th auto on him for free that you just handed over. And then after that 4th auto, if he keeps walking away, you hit this minion and you get the CS. We're here, right? Pyke lands another great hook. And you could have been right here, right? You could have been right here, just walk up and start hitting her. Because if you're right here, right, you just walk down like 2 steps. Instead, you got to go like 4 steps to get in range. Because your range is going to end like right here. You got to come like 1, 2, 3. You got to make a farther walk to get in range for this than if you were right here, where you just walk down and start hitting her. And Ezreal should be way chunked out from those 4 autos you landed on him. Especially if you wanted to walk away this far and you're standing right here, maybe you get a 5th auto on him. He'll be really low. Pyke lands this hook. There's no way Ezreal comes to help this. She's stuck 2v1. And she already flashed. She's guaranteed to die here at 243. So Ezreal probably could have died 3 or 4 times by now. You had 3 or 4 opportunities to kill him. Soraka is absolutely dead twice. So you actually W her off at this time, which is fine. Which is really good. You healed him after he was ignited. If you were going to heal, you probably should have healed him right away. But this heal shouldn't even be necessary because Ezreal should be thrown out of the lane for being too low HP. I want to know why you're not in rocket form to follow this up, walk it in, and then be in machine gun form. Alright, so you actually were in range for machine gun form. Pyke should not be walking away here. Pyke should be finishing the play. But you flash forward and you secure it. And now you actually kill Ezreal. The reason you don't kill Ezreal is right here. So all those autos are the reason you didn't kill him, right? This W is good. But Ezreal should have been forced off the wave entirely. But this W is fine. You get the auto. You blow heal. You missed an auto. If you changed immediately to rocket form, this is another auto. Okay, there it is. Pyke should actually still be going in. You change to rocket form. And you flash for the kill. You didn't have to flash for that, but it's fine. I would have walked immediately in this bush to drop minion aggro. And then from this bush, right, you have W up again. Just W into the bush. Do you have W up again? I don't know. But if he wants to sit in this bush, I would sit in this bush and wait for W to be up. He might throw a Q at you. If he throws a Q at you, it reveals him. Then you just auto him and you W him. Because your auto W is faster than his Q, I actually might be relatively close to his auto attack Q. So if he Qs you from the bush, right, you could just auto him. And if he auto attacks you, you now both see each other. You could just walk it in, try to dodge his next Q, auto W. You've made up the HP difference. But all this walking, right, you walk into the bush. You should have controlled A into the bush. You control A, you hit him first. But he hits you first. You hit him. You walk away for some reason. You walk away for some reason. No, that's an auto attack. You could have auto attacked him, then W'd while your auto attack's on cooldown. So you W him, you auto attack him, and you leave the bush. Okay, that's fine because now you got your cannon on him and you can still see him because you W'd him. He heals. You don't have your heal because you randomly wasted it. You ease away. And he's probably going to snipe you with the Q. No, he missed. And he flashes. So this could have been absolutely prevented. Right? You should not have died at 301. Ezreal should have died like 5 or 6 times by now. You could have played this fight better, especially using your auto W as opposed to W auto, because you missed an auto attack cycle. And that auto attack may have been the difference between you living and dying. You also wasted your heal because you didn't properly punish the Ezreal. You wasted your heal. And you also used your heal after Pyke was ignited. Because Pyke was ignited, you probably shouldn't have healed anyway. Right? You probably shouldn't have healed at all. That way you still have heal for this, because you still would have killed Soraka. Pyke would have still died, you still would have killed Soraka. He would have healed, you would have healed, and this wouldn't even be close. You could have played it exactly the same. He heals, you heal, you win. But we're 3 minutes into the game, and you and Pyke both died. You and Ezreal both have a kill. We're on wave 3, and you have a wave and a half of CS. Right? So out of the 12 minions, we'll exclude wave 3. So out of waves 1 and 2, there's 12 minions. You got 9 of them. No, you didn't get 9 of them from the first 2 waves, because you got some from this wave. So you got, let's say you got, because there's, let's say you got 3 minions from wave 3. It means you got 6 minions from waves 1 and 2. So you got half the minions you should have gotten. You got half the minions you should have gotten, and you got killed 3 minutes into the game. So now Ezreal actually gets his push that he wants. You guys could actually... can you turn this into a freeze? Nah, I don't think you can turn this into a freeze at this point. But you can at least hold it here. But you're randomly auto-attacking. So this is an issue. Pyke's randomly auto-attacking. You randomly auto-attack. That minion should not have been hit with a rocket. It should have been hit with a regular auto-attack. And it should have been way lower before you even considered hitting it. That minion's actually last hit range, so that's fine. That auto from Pyke's absolutely unnecessary. That minion could have been lower HP before you hit it. That minion could have been lower HP before you hit it. Because Pyke's going to make these mistakes, or that minion was almost full HP and he actually hit it. Right? And those... You hitting it too soon, and Pyke hitting it when they're like full HP, that makes this really hard. But if Pyke's going to hit full HP, if you're hitting at the absolute last second, that makes up for Pyke's mistake. Because even though you guys can technically still get a freeze out of this, I believe, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you need +3. So this is going to slow push back out. But maybe one of those minions is alive just long enough to kill this, and you actually can get a freeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 versus 3. You have your +3, right? And that's the difference. Those random auto attacks when the minions were not last hit range, you actually hit them before they should have been last hit, was the difference between this minion dying and this minion living. If this minion died, you have +3, you have a freeze. If this minion stays alive, you have +2, you don't have a freeze. So the difference between you freezing and not freezing here, sure, Pyke made some mistakes. It's expected. It's silver elo. But even though Pyke made mistakes, your mistakes allowed this minion to still be alive when he should be dead. And this freeze is now no longer possible because you didn't last hit. You just randomly hit them when they were at relatively high HP still. And if you killed them when they were a lot lower HP, like actual last hit, then this minion would be dead. You'd have a freeze here, and then that'd be pretty punishing for this Ezreal who still has to come all the way back. He might miss this entire... He's gonna miss this cannon in that case. Guaranteed to miss the cannon in that case. That auto attack's random. Absolutely not necessary. That auto attack's random. Absolutely not necessary. Because the reason being, right? Normally you want your 4 minions to freeze a wave. The problem is this is a cannon wave. And because this is a cannon wave, the cannon wave doesn't give a shit about your 4 minions here. It's just going to run them over and slow push out. Right? Especially when one of your 4 minions is half HP. So you randomly auto-attacking there is just helping push out versus actually being able to hold a freeze. And what's important here is that because you guys are still even in lane, I mean, you have a longsword and he has a sheen, so he's actually ahead of you by a lot. He spent 700 gold and you spent 350 gold. Where's the gold? Where's your other 350 gold? I don't know. So you are now behind severely, and you're going to push into him where he's actually going to be able to force a freeze on you with the Soraka to sustain him and an item advantage. So this is an even bigger problem. Ideally, you have a freeze here, and because you have an item disadvantage, they're going to be trying to crash the wave to bounce it, and you can actually harass them for trying to crash the wave, and then give Pyke opportunities to look to all in. Especially since Ezreal's wave clear is really bad, and as Jinx you have Rocket Form to force yourself to hold the freeze and damage him at the same time. But because you no longer have this opportunity to freeze, Ezreal can actually force a freeze on his end with an item advantage and actually hard punish you and any bad trade he takes to get heals up to Soraka. And it's going to be really hard for him to take a bad trade because he spent 700 gold to get a Sheen and you spent 350 gold to get a longsword. And I don't know where your other gold is right now. Because if you think about it, if he has 14 minions and you had 14 minions and you both have a kill, you should have another longsword. You should have a refillable. You could have another longsword. You could have a refillable. You could have a refillable boots. There's a lot you could have that you don't, and you just put yourself at an item disadvantage for no reason. That auto was absolutely unnecessary. That minion could have been lower. Unnecessary auto attack. That minion was low and you completely missed it. Completely unnecessary auto attack. This is probably the health. 50 health, maybe a little bit lower, right? There we go, 30 health. This is a last hit. This is a last hit. Good. But the random auto attack on it was not. This random auto attack's not good. You want the wave to stay here. You need to give Pyke. You need to give yourself opportunities to abuse your range advantage and splash damage advantage, and you need to give Pyke opportunities to find ways to run them down the lane. Give Nocturne when he eventually comes back outside for his Krugs. You need to give him opportunities to get a good gank off. And Pyke's roaming right now, so you randomly auto-attacking here pushes into them. They're going to freeze on you. Pyke's roaming. There's nothing they can do to help you. You're 1v2. Pyke might actually be expecting you. Who knows? It's silver, so you don't know what this Pyke is thinking. But this Pyke may very well be thinking, if he's a decent Pyke, that, oh, Jinx has a freeze. Jinx is happy with a freeze. Jinx can hold the freeze by herself. I'm going to go roam to try to kill this Katarina. And you completely screwed yourself by randomly auto-attacking, and now it's pushing out. Pyke doesn't know that. Pyke might get this kill on Katarina, and then you die, and then Pyke's like, dude, what the heck? My ADC sucks because they solo died when they had a freeze and the tools as Jinx to hold the freeze. But as an ADC, you made the mistake by pushing out into them and either dying or getting yourself frozen out, and while Pyke was roaming. So not only is this now a problem because of the item disadvantage and Ezreal getting a freeze out of this, this is now an even bigger problem because you're slow pushing out 1v2 with an item disadvantage. And soon, I believe soon to be a level disadvantage because Ezreal lived and actually got more XP. Random auto attack. Okay, whatever. Random auto attack. Then you missed the minion for it. Yeah, it's fine. Found the cannon minion. Poke on Ezreal's fine. Okay, you did get the minion. That's fine. Random auto attack. So here, where we see 3 minions and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minions, that's plus 4, right? So you're going to want to try to hold, kill this one, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Kill this one, and hold these 4. Ideally, you want these 3 alive and these 4 alive. And if they want to try to push these 3 in, you hit them. And you trade your health to do so. And what that does is, even though you're trading health, you're in a very safe position. And when they start losing health, you're inspiring Pyke to just come down and look for a kill. And if Pyke doesn't come down to look for a kill, you're forcing this freeze to hold. So you stay in a safe position long enough for Nocturne to actually come to lane and look for a gank. He might even be able to lane gank if they're that aggressive. But you're trading your HP for more opportunities that your teammates can come help. Because if you give this freeze up, it's going to push to them. Nocturne's going to be bot side. And you might have dragon control. And that'll be cool. But they have the push advantage on you with an item advantage and 2 range champions. So you're not going to be able to hold that dragon advantage because they'll push it back out. And then they can just come up and they can 3v3 at dragon. So Nocturne actually has a way better chance of getting this dragon if you guys just hold the freeze and get a gank off with Pyke and Nocturne. Because Zac is not going to come all the way over here to try to gank you under tower this early. He just wants to farm and get 6. Nocturne also wants to farm and get 6, but because this is so free, he might come get it. Right? And then getting this allows you guys to push up and come up dragon uncontested. And I don't know what kind of dragon it is. I don't know where it says what type of dragon it is. Oh, wind dragon, duh. Yeah, wind dragon. But you guys would have got dragon for free. But here, you're not even willing to trade health to hold this freeze. I'd be aggressively hitting these minions, and if Ezreal wants to hit me in order to try to not allow me to, right? I would still just eat it, hold them. Maybe if it's a 1v2, try to walk away from it so it remains a 1v1, but start forcing these minions to stay. And then worst case scenarios, I'm under my tower with the freeze. Pyke comes and helps me out. Nocturne comes and helps me out. And then we can get out of bad situation. Or they're just not good and they just walk all the way away, right? Because you could walk this right here. Neither of them will hit you, and you can just rocket form these 2 minions down, hold these 4, tank them, pull them up. Once they're pulled up, you can probably walk all the way around as this minion wave crashes right here. And you might actually, because they're not good, it's silver elo, they might not actually punish you at all for trying to force this. Like you could have been rocket form right there. Rocket form, bam, 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 bam. Rocket form. They're not even in range. I'd be standing right here. Rocket form, rocket form, rocket form, rocket form. Get these killed. And then these 4, or even if this one dies, these 3 force this to stay here so you stay protected. But you just watch this crash. You just watch this crash. Okay. I would have W'd immediately. I'd be trading my health here to hold this freeze. And I'd probably bait them into this 2v2 anyway. W. Guarantee the slow. Because guaranteeing the slow also guarantees the traps. You throw in the traps first, you miss the slow. You miss the W. I would have W'd her immediately, thrown the traps out. And then, because she slowed, Pyke lands the stun. So now she's stunned. Guaranteed, whether it's because of traps or because of Pyke's stun. And she's slowed, and you guys just all in her. Because she's level 2 Soraka, you're level 4 Jinx, he's level 3 Pyke. She's dead. There's nothing she can do. And then, if they want to back off this like this, you still have a freeze from trading your health for it. That you could just go and rocket form, and anytime they want to step up to try to break the freeze, you also have Pyke to back you up, and you just keep hitting them with rockets. And you're behind your minions, because you have this freeze here, you're behind your minions. Every time Ezreal steps up, you hit him with rockets, he can't trade back because he can't Q you. Here Ezreal kills you. Okay. You got lucky there. but now you have to base for no reason. You traded your health for no reason on a slow push out. And Nocturne's in position where if you had a freeze here and you still were relatively healthy, he's just gonna walk. He's still gonna try it. Look, he's still gonna do it. Okay, no, he just warded. But imagine he just walk. They have no vision. He just walks down. You stay relatively healthy. You have a freeze. You have a pike here. Soraka probably got all in like she was supposed to. Nocturne just walks down. She dies. You guys kill Ezreal. You would be up now. 2 or 3 kills. Maybe 4 kills if you killed Ezreal, killed Soraka, killed Ezreal, killed Soraka. Like you absolutely could have. You'd be up 4-0. You'd be up farm from not dying. You'd have this dragon already. You'd catch this wave and you'd get this dragon.
Shut down.
And this would be a very different game. You'd be a 4-0 Jinx at 6 minutes. With first dragon. And then maybe, who knows, you're doing dragon. Zac comes to do the scuttle crab and you kill this Zac too. 5-0 Jinx. 7 minutes into the game. That's GG. But yeah, I'd say if you are 5-0 Jinx right now, that's the end of the game. If you had 60 or 70 CS right now, you'd have double this Ezreal's farm. So imagine you're 60 CS Jinx right now, so 30 more farm. That's probably 600 more gold, right? So 600 more gold, double his farm, 5-0, 4-0 or 5-0. That would be the easiest gank in the world for this Nocturne to come down because he's a 5-0 Jinx. Nocturne plays around you all game. Every time Nocturne has ult up, he comes bot lane. By the 10-minute mark, 12-minute mark, you could very well be a 7-0, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0 Jinx. Like something like this, Nocturne presses R, comes down here, you're a 5-0 Jinx, easiest triple kill of your life. Or Nocturne gets some kills, or Pyke gets some kills, and they help you carry the game. But you're nowhere near as ahead as you could be right now, and that's why all of them walk away at relatively low health. They all should be dead if you were as far ahead as you could have been. And here, you should just be hard pushing this wave because they're way too low to contest anyway, and if they want to stick around, Pyke can just dive them. So just hard push this wave, take 2 or 3 tower plates, base. If you actually had the lead you should have, you'd probably be 70 CS right now, 2 plates, which is an additional kill, and probably like 5 or 6 kills at least. Plus 2 plates is another kill, 7 kills. Right? Maybe Nocturne gets you that triple kill, that's 10, 11 kills. Just because of the lead and the damage advantage you have to do so. Like, that item advantage, that damage advantage matters, and it creates so many more opportunities when you have a lead to just keep compounding it. Versus just giving up all the opportunities and staying even all game or slightly behind all game. But I already look at this game, we're almost 10 minutes into it, and I think he could have been like 10-0 at this point with 2 plates and double his farm. And this game would just be absolute GG. Easy Jinx carry. I'll stop recording here.